While some of you will maybe very deliberately choose a business laptop over a consumer model, I would assume most of you guys come into contact with the ThinkPads, EliteBooks and something like Dell's new Pro lineup, just to name a few, via, well, your work. And after the successful launch of Panther Lake aka Core Ultra Series 3, for us normies, Intel invited us to New York to see what they have in store for all of you who want to get stuff done. Front and center for the new commercial-focused product line is Intel vPro, and behind that they combine a whole host of features and technologies aimed at making everything IT departments around the world have to deal with as easy and frictionless as possible. Team Blue sponsored our trip to New York, so we can go a bit more in depth about all of that, but I also want to take the time to tell you why you should care. And since new laptops are always awesome, we will also have a look at some notebooks with Panther Lake for Business at the heart of it all. Let's get into it. So before we get into a brief overview of what hides behind the new vPro SKUs in Intel's CPU portfolio, maybe let's take a step back and talk about why opting for a business laptop might not be such a bad idea, since there are a few key areas where they differ quite a bit from their consumer counterparts. For the most part, you might not get the world's best looking laptops per se, even though notebooks like the ThinkPad X9 or HP's higher-end EliteBook series made some pretty fashionable work machines, and the EliteBook X, for example, is also a pretty good looking laptop I would have no problem using myself. But again, looks are definitely secondary here, and the main focus is for sure offering a very streamlined front of screen experience. So that means a bit more of a focus on a comfortable typing experience with usually a bit more travel, a more robust set of ports so you don't have to carry an assortment of dongles just so that you can connect to a beamer or to a wired network, for example. And under the hood, most laptops feature an increased focus on reliability, repairability and longevity as a whole. With that out of the way, let's talk about what the shiny new Core Ultra Series 3 vPro sticker actually stands for. And without getting super in depth here, there are 4 pillars that make it all come together. Be it for you as an employee to enable a streamlined computing experience, or be it for your trusted IT guys who make sure you can focus on your actual job without having to worry or troubleshoot your very own hardware. Kicking things off with Intel vPro Optimized, and under that particular umbrella you will and can already find certified and optimized apps to make sure everything works on the new platform. And Team Blue expands their certification to accessories as well, so you can be sure that your Bluetooth headsets or Thunderbolt docks work as expected. And speaking of general connectivity, Intel also bolstered your wireless connections, and while this might not be exclusive to professional laptops, adoption across businesses might play a more important role, since you will most likely come across situations where you would have to transfer large amounts of files. In New York, Intel showed off a demo where they would download files from a NAS with around 200 megabytes a second, which is actually pretty impressive. And we at Notebook Check also recently upgraded to Wi-Fi 7 routers, so I'm pretty eager to set them up, hook up my 10 gig server with our archive footage and hopefully get similar transfer rates across the new studio. With vPro Intelligence, Intel offers some pretty advanced monitoring tools to identify and ideally solve potential performance and battery life problems. And during the event, we have seen a demo of how a diagnostic tool can scan your system and identify apps, workflows, or even possible hardware defects that may influence your on-the-go real-world battery life experience. Similarly, they also include a detection solution that can identify unusual background activities, causing unnecessary system load, hogging your precious CPU cores and resulting in system slowdowns. And your IT department can create custom actions helping with such problems and situations directly on device. No IT ticket needed at all. Intel vPro manageability and security once again also aim at the much broader challenges when it comes to, well, managing a lot more than just a single device. No matter if it's about getting a new laptop into the hands of employees in as little time as possible or making sure precious company data is secured. But why should you as an individual care about all of that? Well, while you will probably not directly get in contact with most of the more advanced vPro features, they are a necessity for the folks tasked with managing your individual experience in the background. And in addition to making your IT folks happy, you still get all the major benefits of Panther Lake as a whole. And judging from what we have seen in New York when it comes to new laptops like the Lenovo X1 2-in-1, HP's EliteBook 6 or X, or something like Dell's Pro 14 Premium, portability and battery life are especially important, with most business laptops coming in a 14-inch form factor. And with Panther Lake at the heart of it all, working in planes, during commutes, attending several meetings a day, and watching your favorite YouTubers in your lunch break, all of that becomes a possibility without constantly having to plug in your laptop as soon as an outlet is in sight. And while we still have to test all of these new laptops, what we have seen from our Core Ultra free testing so far is painting a pretty clear picture. And if you want to know more, please make sure to check out our reviews for the ZenBook Duo or XPS 14, for example, right here on YouTube, or even more in-depth on our website for even more devices. By now we have also established that the higher-end SKUs for Panther Lake, especially the X variants, come with some pretty beefy GPUs. And while we did demonstrate that in our own testing, mostly with games, you can of course utilize the raw GPU grunt for more workstation-oriented tasks. So maybe you have a full-fledged workstation at home and need a slim secondary machine for your on-the-go needs. Or maybe you are a student getting started in SolidWorks. Panther Lake-powered laptops got you covered. In New York, Intel showed us a demo in Twinmotion, a powerful application for all sorts of visualization needs running on the B390 with some pretty impressive viewer performance. And Blender was also performing quite well, further emphasizing that you don't necessarily need a dedicated solution to get things done in heavily GPU-driven applications. For us creators, you will also have a good time in something like Premiere Pro, and I also had a great experience so far in Resolve for our video editing needs. And if you need even more power when venturing into proper workstation territory, for example with Dell's resurrected Precision lineup, Intel's new efficient CPUs can of course also be paired with dedicated GPUs. And I'm not going to lie, especially the 16-incher is something I really want to get my hands on. And by the way, I'm also working on a more in-depth video for Dell's new professional lineup, so please make sure to subscribe and keep an eye on the channel so you won't miss that particular video. So overall, it's not about vPro on its own, or new CPU cores, or a fast built-in GPU, but it's the platform. And no matter if it's for the ones managing hundreds or thousands of laptops, or for you as the individual sitting in front of any of these laptops, Intel is doing their best to provide solutions that streamline everything in the background while giving you an enjoyable experience so you can concentrate on what you have to do in your busy workday without having to worry about your laptop not keeping up with you. Please let me know if you would be interested in seeing more pro or business laptops on the channel, in addition to our more consumer and gaming notebook focused content. I'm definitely pretty keen getting some of these new laptops in for our reviews. Thanks a ton for watching, folks. Make sure to have a look around the channel for more about tech and laptops. And again, please leave a sub and like. It helps us out a lot. My name is Alex. You have been absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Take care.